Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive. You cannot escape your hunger, warriors of purgatory.
Welcome to the world of Shin Megami Tensei. SMT is the classic JRPG series from Atlus that has made its name on its ability to provide challenging gameplay with settings and aesthetics truly unique to the genre. The series is littered with spin-offs and gives freedom within the universe to tell about any stories the creators wish, while also conforming to the norms that make the SMT series what it is. Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga, or is also known Digital Devil Saga Avatar Tuner, was released as the first part of a duology in 2004 for the PlayStation 2. This has been released for the PS3 as a PS2 classic in digital form, along with its sequel. Digital Devil Saga set itself apart as Atlus's big attempt to tell an expansive cinematic tale within their SMT format. The game certainly shows this, with its focus on cinematic storytelling matching the focus on gameplay, but did Atlus manage to make a good foray into these alien territories for them? Or was their shaking up of their formula relying too heavily on a potential weakness? For now, get hungry, everyone. SMT games are known for their gameplay systems, and Digital Devil Saga did not try to reinvent the wheel of the Atlus gameplay. At a basic level, the gameplay offers a dungeon crawling experience with random battles. The locales are story appropriate and even give multiple levels or floors to traverse. Digital Devil Saga takes on the turn press system based off the version established in the SMT Nocturne. The turn press system in DDS offers a party of 3, each getting their own turn to move. This turn can each be extended by hitting weaknesses, taken away by hitting resistances, or have half a turn sacrificed to pass the move along to another party member. Enemies have the same strategies available, so it's important to take advantage of the AI tendencies and avoid compromising yourself. The attack types like Fire, Almighty, or others are reminiscent of the classic SMT elemental sets. Unlike SMT in many cases, there is no demon fusion or demon negotiation. Instead, each party gets their own personally designed demon transformation and can evolve their abilities through mantras. Mantras are skill trees that progress independently from levels and unlock related skills. All movesets are available to each party member, and it's only a matter of time to unlock skills to develop that character into a chess piece for your strategy. With skills that allow the player to play defensively, recklessly, or any number of other approaches, the mantra options can place a character into any strategic role you want. And that's the best part of the battle system's ingenuity. Combining the flexibility of the press turn system with an extremely wide range of potential skill sets for the party members creates a real opportunity for the player to unleash any strategy they want to take advantage of. It's a really liberating sense of depth. It is important to note that the characters are not blank slates to impart strategies on, but set progressions through their levels are found in each of the party members, but there are variations among their progressions to develop the party any way you want going forward. At the same time, it sort of feels like the options set forth can break the balancing. I won't comment on the secret boss though, as I've never attempted it, nor that I dare, with its reputation as one of the most difficult JRPG bosses of all time. However, the main story falls to a heavy reliance on bosses that commit to predictable patterns. With such a wide strategic option set, many of the bosses can be overcome with a simple shift in strategy that the player simply rinses, washes, and repeats throughout the battle. It speaks greatly on the game's reliance on moves over grinding levels, and while the game certainly isn't a walk in the park, the series' famed challenge was not as prominent as one may expect. When the ideas all come together, the gameplay feels good. It is satisfying for those who enjoy developing their own strategies in turn-based combat. The design is excellent and knows how to pull the player in. Digital Devil Saga is set in a decaying world called the Junkyard. centered around a conflict given to the inhabitants by a governing entity called the Karma Temple. The Karma Temple's directive is to have the tribes of this world fight among themselves for dominance of the junkyard and a one-way ticket to the promised land called Nirvana. The player takes up a role of the often quiet leader of the Embryon. The Embryon, one of the 6 tribes, finds itself in a shootout around an unidentified object with another tribe, only for the object to burst open with light that infest the bodies of everyone in the junkyard. With its chains comes more changes. First, an insatiable hunger to consume the other humans within the junkyard. Second, a mysterious girl named Sarah with a song to soothe the hunger appears to the Embryon. As the Embryon and the others cope with the new reality of their existence, the Karma Temple issues a decree in a new voice. An entity calling itself as Angel adds a new condition to reach Nirvana. Not only must the tribes eliminate each other, now they must bring Sarah with them. The world is wrought with decay. The tribes live within the ruins of buildings, ships, and any other structure brought to death. The inhabitants of the junkyard are calm, logical, and practically without any semblance of emotion altogether. The digital Devil Saga truly captures a world from which the endless conflict and a sliver of hope remains. The atmosphere helps establish the unique premise Atlus wants to create. Familiar to the tones often held by the SMT franchise, Digital Devil Saga uses this atmosphere to create a world full of allusions to real-world concepts like limbo, cannibalism, and computers. A mystery is dangled in front of the player with enough familiar concepts to keep them thinking and enough scattered in a cloud of uncertainty to never be sure which direction it will go. The game tries to do this with its focus on the cast of characters. Below Surf, the main character and leader of the Embryon, are the members of the tribe that make up Surf's inner circle and act as a connection to the answers the player seeks through their adventure. However, this focus on using the characters to tell the mystery plot reduces their interactions throughout the game to excessive reliance on tropes or one-dimensional characterization. Heat is the angry, jealous one. Argala hates the conflict. Gale is calm and logical. Cielo is Jamaican? Honestly, I don't even really get why he's in the game in the first place, but the point is that tying their characterization to slow-moving mystery means the character-driven plot can't delve into whatever depth each character had written for them. The mystery by itself is actually quite intriguing. Between the questions the world gives and the slowly revealed connections to the cast to answers, the plot pulls the player along between each dungeon and each boss with a desire to know what is really going on. But, as with the character, the mystery doesn't actually have much payoff. The pacing of it is quite slow, and can feel like an incomplete story when all is said and done. The cause of this is likely because it was intentionally made to be an incomplete story. Digital Devil Saga was created to be a multi-game saga and ended up as a duology. Ultimately, the problem is that the story-driven SMT game finds itself falling flat on its primary pull of the story. Yes, it is a duology, but each work deserves to be judged on their own merits. In this case, the game feels more content with setting up the second game than over giving a solid plot in its own right. I will, however, give it the benefit of the doubt. While the focus on the setup may detract from the game's merit, it has the potential to be a boon to the second game. As with most of the SMT games, Digital Devil Saga has a distinct art style, with art directions by the former series regular Kazumu Kaneko. The game's character art has a very sense of warped darkness. The character blends into the world, and their drained color makes the brightness of the intentional contrast in color stand out even more. Kaneko is well known in the SMT fandom for his work on establishing the long-running grim worlds and developing the often grotesque style of the demon designs. Digital Devil Saga is no different, with each character's different unique demon designs exuding a unique image for their characterization and fitting in with the world perfectly. The world tone would not be complete without its music styling driven by every moment. Composed by the remaining series regular and Persona series veteran Shogi Meguro, who did this before Persona, the soundtrack has some very high points. In this outing, the works are often heavy on the rock elements, and some battle themes in particular are engrossing to the ear. On many occasions, the soundtrack does exist in a state of inconsistency. No theme stands out as bad, but many seems to be content with just matching the tone, oversetting it, or being great tracks on their own. While not necessarily bad, the track record of Meguro can often establish an expectation that creates a disappointment in this case. The tone overall is established extremely effectively and is driven by the art direction. However, just be aware of what the art style is actually like as seen in these videos. While heavily stylized to establish the grim world tone, it can be off-putting to many. It lacks an inviting touch, and is more appealing to those specifically looking for that style in the first place. Now, the cutscenes in the game are a large part of the presentation. Every once in a while, the game will stop and show a cinematic scene. They are paced well through the game, and are a major factor in the length of the game being on the lower side for RPGs. Now, however, the cutscenes in the PS3 version, the PS2 Classic digitally, is glitched. In many of them, the sound effects specifically find themselves shifted. They are out of place and cutscenes can become significantly distracting in comparison because of this consistent glitch. Digital Devil Saga's entertainment factor is born from two factors. First, it offers a liberating sense of strategic mechanics to define its turn-based battle system. Second, the atmosphere of the setting allows for the mystery premise constantly pulling the player's mind in different directions to work effectively. Honestly, there isn't much I can take away from the gameplay. It can appear to get broken at times, with the lack of a difficulty mode really starting to make the game exasperate this. But it never stops being fun, and as the game isn't long enough for it to get close to wearing out its welcome, it really is a good addition. The story doesn't hold up as strongly. It has a great pull from its mystery, but its incomplete nature, in order to set up the next game, leaves it as incredibly unsatisfying, with a teaser for the second game left to try and appease the player after the credits. The most hampering aspect of the experience is the PS3 port. Compared to the PS2 gameplay, everything runs clearly and blatantly slower. A clear glitch is part of the porting process to make it a PS2 Classic on PS3. The difference actually really hurts the experience. I can't emphasize how much more enjoyable the game could have been if it had felt just that much quicker and faster throughout the run. Digital Devil Saga is one of the most unique experiences I've ever seen in a JRPG in some time. Between the world, the art style, the combat, and so much more, the game provides a take on the SMT franchise that doesn't seem concerned with being anything other than itself. From fun, strategic combat to a mystery plot that pulls at a slow, albeit unsatisfying pace to the unsatisfying ending, I would definitely describe Digital Devil Saga as a recommended experience. The tone is engrossing, but it's easy to see where the appeal can be limited to those looking for an experience more out there in a JRPG realm, and why it can appeal to others. The limitation imposed by the constant need to use this title as a setup for the second game in the duology, it takes a risk of falling flat on many occasions to create a huge amount of potential for that second game. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Ultimately, it's a good game. Now for the recommendation time, and this one's actually pretty difficult because honestly, Digital Devil Saga is a really unique game, and I guess SMT Nocturne. It uses the same basic battle system, right? And if you want to look at more the SMT series spin-offs going in a story-focused way, the Persona series take it from a slower, more character-driven method of telling story instead of the more cinematic one Digital Devil Saga did. But it is more of a character way of it. But it's hard to say other than the rest of the SMT series. There's really much I can suggest. There isn't a whole lot that I played that's really like Digital Devil Saga or really tries to be like it. So I don't really have much here. But other than that, thank you for watching. I know this came out super duper late. Hopefully I get this out when I'm planning to at the time of recording this. It might be another week depending on how things happen and if things go badly. But yeah, I got really sick after I finished the series. I planned to do the Undertale review first, and I ended up getting that done, and then Digimon came along and pushed back this one after I got the Undertale done first. So hopefully this gets out soonest, and I apologize for this coming out so late, and hopefully life doesn't get in the way of me getting these out on a relatively timely manner in the future. But other than that, thank you for watching, and have a good one. Drive safely.